What's up, everybody? Relatively speaking, episode 40. I don't know where Hudson is, but he's different now. Oh, there he is. What's going on here?
It's different now.
It's different now, and why is that?
Boy's an ultra runner.
Ooh, yasa. Finisher. The finisher. What is that thing made out of is what I want to know.
Hard work.
Quartz?
Tears.
Is it foam?
Tears.
Is it foam?
No, it's wood. It was whittled by a little mountain goat.
A little Asian child?
That's what I became.
A little Asian child?
That's what I became. And today, I don't have time for any of you people. Because
You're embracing the persona.
50K finisher.
You did it, dude.
Yes. And so, on this final episode of Relatively Speaking, we're going to get canceled. I'm going to show my tits. And we're going to have some fun.
Those are little bee stings, bro.
But I'm going to put back on my shirt and take off these.
No, you can't because you can't get up. You got to stay that way the whole time.
I'm going to take this off, but hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's just getting started and finishing all at once.
Starting and finishing at the same time. Wow.
Call that the Marin special.
I literally was going to say that. That's so rude.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
BRB. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, Hud's crushed it. He did what is it? The moon and the stars. The moon and the stars. It's a Star Wars reference. That's no moon. That's what it is. Yeah. It's a Star Wars reference, which obviously you didn't know anything about because you only watch Yellowstone.
Only thing doesn't matter. That's no moon trail races 2025.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
Hit us with the deets.
Okay. Well,
So let's just get into it.
With the deets of the race.
Yeah.
Just all the things that occur throughout your 6-hour journey.
Let's go with hit me with the days leading up to it, how you were feeling, and then the morning of, and kind of just take us through the mind of a fucking warrior.
Yeah, we'll give a race recap.
Yeah.
Dude. First adventure. I was the guinea pig for us into this trail racing extravaganza. I will say it was very cool, very fun, awesome experience. We'll be doing it again in 3 weeks. This time with Jay and Marin. But yeah, dude, we left. It was in Silverado Canyon, which is cool because that's like where
stomping
we grew
grounds.
up, and
yeah,
I would drive in there. It was apparently like haunted back in the day, that people would say, and I would drive in Trevor's truck there after going to a 7-Eleven and getting a Red Bull at midnight and sunflower seeds, and we'd be off-roading and stuff. So it was cool to race there for my first one.
It's a cool place to do your first one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was super sick. Had a buddy that I went and did it with, and he had a friend that was with him. So I met up with those two dudes. But yeah, we got down there on Wednesday afternoon to Orange County, and race was on Saturday. So I had a couple of days to mentally prepare. But yeah, that's like the hardest part for sure. The days leading up to it, because it's like a tapering week, so you're not running like you typically would throughout the week. I didn't lift at all. I think maybe on Monday I did before I left.
Yeah, you were at the gym on Monday.
Yeah,
That's
so that was the last day. And then you like increase your calories and carbs and stuff, so kind of just feeling a little different. You're like, I should be working out more, and then you're not. And it's funny too. I heard somebody say this, and like right when I started running, and it's so true that like that week is like when you start to feel like nagging, like injuries and stuff. And like, I think it's just like mental, that you're just like, oh, my knee is kind of bugging me, or oh, my ankles kind of like, typically you just get up and run and be like, oh, I'm sore, like whatever. But now you're like, there's so much emphasis on that day that you like want to be as close to
Right.
possible,
Peaked. Yeah.
as close to 100% as possible. So yeah, I was definitely like, oh, my right knee is feeling a little creaky. I've been dealing with like a Achilles issue, which I think I have like tendonitis in my left Achilles. So that's
really?
not fun. Yeah.
Dang.
That's been going on for forever, but I don't bitch.
That sucks.
I just get up and go. Low back was feeling tight. Like, so I'm like, oh, all right. I went and got an adjustment on Thursday. So that was good.
That was risky.
Yeah, did that. That was good. He stretched me out and everything.
Dang.
Did my hamstrings and that was cool. And then Friday, day before, you're getting nervous, want to eat certain things, didn't end up eating those things.
Yeah.
Was down at the Spectrum, ate dinner later than I wanted to, got home later than I wanted to. The cool thing about it is, at least it's in this one, so it was a 7 a.m. start, which I wish it was earlier, but with that, and it's like nowhere near as big as like the Orange County Marathon.
You over to like 100 people or something?
Yeah. So it's not like massive.
Mm-hmm.
So I got up at like 4:45. So nothing like crazy, like 2 a.m. or whatever we've done for the OC Marathon, because it takes forever to get there and you get dropped off freaking. Well, the last time, did we do it?
We took the shuttle.
Together? That was the best way to do it.
Except the shuttle was so hot and so stinky and so
true,
gross.
But the other way of getting like dropped off, and you're in all that traffic, and then the times I've gotten dropped off, we've gotten dropped off like a half a mile from the start line, maybe even more.
And you're like
first panicking,
year,
trying to get there, and
then you have like 45 minutes for the start, and you're
cold.
Just,
yeah. So this was not like that. I got up at 4:45, so I was like eating at 5. Sip drove
What'd
me.
you eat?
I ate a piece of sourdough with peanut butter, banana, honey, salt, and then one Go bar.
Oh, you had a Go bar with the toast.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had a Go bar on the drive there.
Okay.
And then a like applesauce, because I woke up when I was like eating. I was like, some of those days when you like are hungry, like when you wake up, it's also when you're like early and your metabolism is like going. I was like feeling hungry, and I had like eaten, and I was like, dude, I still feel like I needed like sugar or something. So I had like one of the little kids like applesauce pouches, and that like helped kind of. And then driving there, I had a Go bar and 2 scoops of G1M on the drive there, and then got there. It was pretty sick. It was like, definitely could have driven myself, because it's an out and back, so starting line and finish line. So it was just all like trucks and stuff. People just like parked and hanging out in their car, getting ready and like warming up, and then you just walk to the start line. It was parked like, well, Sip dropped me, but I met my buddy. He was just parked there, so we were probably like a quarter mile from the start line. So just had like a nice jog down to the line to like warm up. There's a porta potty there. I freaking shit myself before the race, because I'm freaking nervous talking about it right now. And then when it starts, it all goes away.
That's it. Yeah.
It all goes away. Like you just start to go. So it was awesome. Couldn't have been a better day. Beautiful day. Cold like morning. Coldish, kind of like foggy. Met up with those dudes. We started. The first 2 miles are completely flat. So we were, we were just cruising and going slow. I think we were at like a 9:30 pace on the first mile, and maybe like a 9-minute pace on the second. And I, like looking back, there's maybe some adjustments that I would have had. Maybe I would have gone a little faster or whatever, but it was cool.
Faster, you think?
Yeah, I didn't need to go
just because it was flat.
Slow. It was just so flat, and it was a good warm up mile. But I'm thinking just if I wanted to like make up time and stuff, I definitely could have like, even an 8:30 mile could have been like a cruisy whatever. But and then you're like kind of bunched up. There wasn't a ton of people, but a good amount. And then when you get to mile 3, that's when you start your incline, and it's wild, dude. So there was a 50 miler going on at the there was a 50 miler and a 50K. So I did the 50K, which is like 32 miles. And it's pretty crazy, and it was actually cool and like encouraging the day before. So yeah, let me go back real quick. The Friday before, I went and I picked up like my bib with Sip and the kids and everything, and that was like open, I think, from like 2 to 5 to get that. So I was there at like 2, and it was hot, and there's no shade there, and I was like pretty nervous. I was like, because I had no idea what time I was gonna finish. I'm like, dude, I was texting my buddy. I'm like, dude, do you have like any like real goals? Like, what do you think? This is gonna take like 6 to 8 hours probably, right? And he kind of was like feeling the same way.
Yeah.
He's like, 5:30 is probably like best case scenario. And
5 hours and 30 minutes.
yeah, he's like probably best case scenario. And he's like, I'd like to be sub 7 is kind of like my goal, but I have no idea. And I'm like, okay, like, so we're in the same like ballpark. That's kind of where I think it'll take or whatever. But with that, so 7 a.m., so 5 hours puts you at noon. 1, 2, I was there at 2. I'm like, this is hot. If this is what I'm running in. And so that kind of got me a little nervous, but Sip was like, it was cool. It was good to have just like an encouraging like wife, and not to like take anything away from anybody else, but there's a lot of people that do these things that they're there for the experience. They're there. Honestly, a lot of people just like do it to like walk it. It's like a hike. I don't know why you would do a race for that. Mm-hmm. To me, that seems a little. I mean,
like why would you pay to?
Yeah, I guess you. It's
I
still
don't know, but you still get
it's an accomplishment to do 50 miles, and maybe you wouldn't just do that on your own, but you're just like out there like hiking.
Yeah.
And so she was just like, kind of like a little look around, like you've like prepared yourself for this, like your body is like ready to do this. You can like do it. And I was just like, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was encouraging for sure.
That's awesome. Good on you.
So then we get there and we start, and then right when you start to climb, almost everybody starts walking. It's like,
really?
Yeah. It's like, I mean, obviously there are some like elite guys. The top 3 guys finished like an hour before everybody. So
yeah. Bro was like 46.
Yeah. There was some good runners.
Yeah.
And like overall, but
yeah.
think of 100 people and 10 of us are running the whole, at the beginning. So when it started to incline, most everyone started to walk at like mile 3. And it was a very comparable incline to Chemise. It was not like crazy.
And right out the gate, everybody walked.
For the most, maybe they ran for a quarter of a mile. Wow. But for the most part, they walked. And so that kind of tripped me out, because I see everyone walking and I'm like still going. And I'm like,
and you're like, what am I? Yeah, what am I in?
What's about to happen? I've never done one of these. Like, do these people know better that like I need to conserve energy here? Am I like retarded for trying to like run, and then all of a sudden I'm going to be asleep on the floor? Like, and so I kind of tripped myself out, but then I was just like, fuck it, dude. I ran so much for like this moment. Like I can like do this. Mm-hmm. So I just kept running, and it was a pretty gradual incline. Like I said, if you know what Chemise Peak is, if you're here in Reading, some people think that that's gnarly. It's not that bad. It's runnable. So some of these things like you can't like run. This Chemise is like runnable. You run the entire thing. So I could run the whole thing. Now that is like 2.5 miles up. This was from mile like 3 to almost 8. Okay. So it was like 5 miles of that, which is hard. It was getting a little difficult and stuff. Like my miles obviously weren't like super fast, but comparable probably. And I was trying not to like look at my paces, especially early on. I was just like going more on feel. I looked a couple times, and probably in those, I was probably in like the 11-minute mile pace, or like 10:45, like stuff like that. So first aid station's a full aid station, like kind of up at you've almost climbed like the most. There was still more climbing, but you've climbed a lot.
Yeah, because it
in
was like
that
mile
time,
10, right? That the climbing was done.
for the most part.
The majority of
the climb. Yeah. So that was the first aid station, and it was stocked. It was awesome.
So freaking sick, dude.
Full like everything: watermelon, dates, fig bars, chips, potatoes.
I made this shit for the snacks.
Potatoes, like candies, like they had like Nerds candies, like and stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to Sis. This is the one that turned me onto those things. She's like, this is what I always see people on TikTok talking about eating for endurance running is Nerd clusters.
Yeah, those ones. They had those Oreos, like all that stuff. Soda.
They had like full on baked potatoes.
They had like little like potatoes, like
baby potatoes with sauces, dipping sauces.
no, but they like all the stuff had like
sour cream and
what the
onion.
hell's it called? Like toothpicks in it, so you could just like pick it up with the toothpick and like And then
how much did that race cost? I
don't know, like the
register?
same as like this one, the jackalope. So
we'll get to that.
they had that, and then like a bucket of ice and like stuff to dip your hat in and bandanas and all of that. So at that first aid station, I did a watermelon and a date, filled up my drinks, and just kept going. I was doing Go gels every 45 minutes.
Okay.
So
but nothing else. You only carried Go gels and Go bars. You didn't have anything else.
No, I had Go gels, Go bars. I had one like fruit leather.
Okay.
And a thing of macadamia nuts, but I didn't end up eating those.
Macadamia nuts.
I wanted just something salty to have, and we had those. They were in my mom's like pantry.
Yeah,
so
I tried the salty thing on our second trip up Bali, and I
figured those was like good fat. Yeah. So I thought maybe if I needed it, I'd have it.
It just makes you so thirsty, and you're already so thirsty.
Yeah, true. And then I had two Ziplocs of G1M.
Okay.
One scoop in each one.
Okay.
So yeah, refilled, and then from that which was almost 8 miles, about a mile and a half. It's hard for me to because they like fully weren't. I don't know if they like lied to make you like encouraged or whatever, but they were like, oh, like first aid station's at 7.5 miles. Then the next one's a mile away, and the turnaround point is 15.5, and like all those were like off. They were all farther than that. So I don't know if they just like wanted you to like, because like when we got there, they're like, the water's in a mile. I'm like, no, it's not. It freaking says it's at like 10, and we're not even at 8. So I'm like, it's in 2 miles. So I don't know if they were just like, you only got a mile to go, like trying to like encourage you or what. I'm like, no, you don't. So so the next one, just water, which was great. And there's still some climbing now. Like there's actually a pretty nice climb from the first aid station to the water. And then from the water to the next full aid station is about 6 more miles. So you get to about 16, and that's a full aid station. And there I had, so this was a cupless course.
Yep.
Which means they don't have like Dixie cups and stuff to fill things because of trash. So it's like a thing in ultra running that people have like cups.
Yeah, they have these little foldable ones that you keep in your.
Yeah. I can even I've seen them as like attachments onto like your vests.
What is it called when you like?
Yeah, like compress them down.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So they have those.
No words.
So people had like that. I didn't have anything, so the guy just let me like birdie a 2 liter of Coke. So I just like did that. So I took like probably 2 big like chugs of Coke. Had
at mile 6 before when you turn. Okay.
Yeah. Had a bar there, Go bar there, and watermelon there.
The watermelon, that's clutch,
it was like nice and cold.
Yeah.
And then I dipped my hat in the ice bucket, threw it on my head, and turned around. So that I got there pretty fast. I was like very encouraged. I'm like, dude, I'm halfway through. You probably know my times better than I do, but I got there, I feel like in like, It was like just over 2 hours.
It was
It was like 2.5 maybe.
It was like 225, 220. The thing that was annoying is
So I would have been at like a 5-hour time.
The thing was updating because I knew when you started, but then all the updates when you would go through the what are they called?
None thoughts?
I don't even know. When it marks you, whatever that thing is, it wouldn't update for like 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So you would cross like a mile marker.
Yeah.
Or hit the first aid station, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like there's no way he hasn't hit the 7, because it was like an hour and 40 minutes or something, and we hadn't gotten an update. And Sip texted me, and she's like, there's no way he's not like through the first one already. I was like, yeah, there's no way he's.
So it was just like
it was late. It was like 20 or 30 minutes after you went through the thing. But yeah, I think you hit the turnaround point at like
I'm pretty sure I remember like thinking like, dude,
yeah,
I'm on pace for like a 5-hour time, but then you obviously slowed down on the second half. But so then I did that there, and then so each aid station I would say I was probably only stopped for a couple minutes. I think on my watch, so I only stopped my watch at aid stations. I pissed like 5 times, and I never like stopped the watch or anything. But I think I finished on my watch. It said,
did you pee just like on the trail, or did you use the porta potty?
No, there was no porta potties.
Okay.
And they were like totally cool. I remember actually when we got to the turnaround, one guy's like, is there like bathrooms? And the guy's like, look around you. And he's like, is that like cool? He's like, yeah, just like clean up after yourself. He's like, I just have to pee. He's like, go anywhere you want. Like, just go away from people. So I didn't even care, dude. I actually pissed on one of the climbs, like at the 3-mile marker. It was like switchbacks. And when I got around a corner and I saw people were in front of me and there weren't a lot behind me, I just pulled out my wiener and peed while like slowly jogging. It was just like getting on my shoes and stuff. I was like, dude, I'm just sending this. And I didn't want to stop right then. So yeah, I peed a bunch. And then, but yeah, I was saying, I think my watch said I finished in like 5:28 or something. And I finished
pretty close to
5:43. Yeah. So that means I only stopped for,
10 minutes ish.
No, like 15.
Yeah.
15 minutes. And there's
that's
5
great.
aid stations. So that would mean 3 minutes a piece.
Yeah. How many calories do you think you consumed at each aid station?
I don't know.
500?
Not a lot. No, because I only did
100?
freaking a date and a watermelon.
One Coke.
No, the first one I only did date and watermelon.
Oh. So yeah, maybe like 100, 150.
Yeah. But I was having the gels throughout.
Yeah, which those are 100.
And then I didn't do the G1M until the turnaround. At the turnaround, I was doing electrolytes in my water and regular water the whole way.
The G1M has been, I'm not loving it at the moment.
Really?
Because I've been having the one with blue bottle with G1M, and then one that's just regular water. And maybe it's just like the sweetness factor.
Uh-huh.
So
do you like rinse your mouth out each time? Like,
yeah, I'll take a hit of that and then a hit of that. Or I'll get use the straw for the Camelback. But I'm hoping that with this, when we do the jackalope, I'm able to just water this one down, so that it's like the G1M gets like less like dense or whatever. Yeah. Because these last couple, I'm like, this bottle's the fullest by the time that I'm done. By the end, it's like I'm drinking it because I'm out of water completely. Yeah. But
I know, dude.
It's just so sweet, though. Yeah, it's been
even just with one scoop, it's so sweet. Or are you doing?
Yeah, it's one scoop. It's not even a full scoop. It's like 3/4 of a scoop.
Dang. It is sweet.
It doesn't like.
But I feel like it's just like necessary.
Oh no, it for sure is. It's just the flavor when you just want, and I think too like the temperature of it, because it's like sloshing around and it's warm.
Yeah, I froze both mine before I went. That's what I've been doing on all my runs. But so I put them both waters in the freezer the night before and took them out, and they weren't even thawed until I was like a couple miles into the race. I couldn't even drink them until I was like probably 3 or 4 miles.
Yeah.
And so they stayed cold. And then the water was like, it wasn't like cold, but it was not warm by any means.
No.
So that helped. But yeah, I get what you're saying. So then at the turnaround, and I'm considering this for this one too, because you're making me nervous about how well stocked it is. At the turnaround, there were drop bags, and people had them there with their own like to like re-up on supplies and stuff. You definitely can carry them all. I just am thinking about maybe doing a drop bag with extra stuff, and if I feel like I need it, like I was telling you, the kid I ended up running with, shout out Kyle Booth, I'll talk about him in a second. He had like a roll-on Icy Hot, and he like grabbed that out of his bag. He had a bandana in his bag. That's when he put on the bandana, because at that turnaround now, we were at about 9:30. It was about 9:30 and the sun came out. So far in this race, I'm feeling fantastic. I lose the two, Ryan and his buddy Joe. I lose them right off right when the climbing starts. And I see in front of me this kid, and he just looked like a stud, like handsome, pretty like jacked, tan kid. And he, for the whole climb, essentially, he was like ahead of me, but maybe like 100 yards. So he was just like somebody I was like focusing on, like, okay, keep pace with this. And I don't know how I got in front of him. Maybe I did at the aid station, but I ended up getting in front of him. And so for the next probably 2-3 miles, I'm running, and this kid is like literally on my heels. Like I can like hear him going like step for step with me. And
He's like giving you flat tires.
And I'm like, damn, like he's definitely keeping me motivated to like push.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, dude, like we're keeping the exact pace. Like let's freaking run this together. So I kind of like moved over to the side, and I like looked at him, and I was like, dude, come up here. And he like came next to me.
Did you have headphones in?
No, dude, I didn't listen to music.
Hell yeah. That's the way to do it, dude. That is the way to do it.
He did at like one point. Well, I think he was listening to it before me, and then he didn't. And then at one point when we went into the pain cave, he put them on for a few minutes. But yeah, so I was like, what's up, dude? Like, what's your name? He was a 24-year-old recon Marine stationed in Pendleton. Never like was a runner. Picked up running while he was stationed in the Philippines, and he just got back. He's actually out in December. He's trying to become a fireman.
Sweet.
And he's from Jersey, and he picked up running there and like started to love it. And he came back, and he's like, I'm going to sign up for a 10K in July, a 25K in August, and a 50K in September. And he just like did that.
That's awesome.
And so it was freaking sick. So he had the farthest he had ever run was like 21 miles. So that was cool to like be with him. Like we were there when we like hit the 22-mile marker. He's like, dude, this is the longest I've ever run. I was like, hell yeah. And I was talking to him at the beginning. I was like, have you ever done like a marathon? He's like, no, I'm going to do one today though. So like we hit it, and I was like, bro, you just finished a marathon. Let's go. Awesome. So that was super sick. So yeah, he came, and then we just went side by side, and it was awesome. We just had I had somebody to chat with. Also, it was just really good, dude. We like kept a great rhythm, and we pretty much ran. I don't think we ever walked to get the halfway point. And then on the way back, there was definitely sections that we had to walk, and it was cool. Like I didn't know if he was going to like go ahead or I was going to leave him, but we were just like pretty much in lockstep.
Nice.
We would like, the thing about it was the climbs were never like that long. So we would probably
talking about the way back.
The whole thing.
Okay.
But on the way back in particular, because now you're freaking 16, 17
Because when did you guys start running together?
We started running together at like mile probably 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. And then we were just like, there. And then so on the way back, there were sections, but like we've talked about with Shasta Valley, like you have to walk like several miles in a row. You never had to do that in this. You would have to walk like, I think my slowest mile was like 17 minutes, which obviously is slow, but Bali, I think we were doing like 22 and 23-minute miles.
Mm-hmm.
So with a 17-minute mile, that means I was able to run some of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like walking for like 2 or 3 minutes at a time. So like we would see a climb, we'd be like jogging up to it. We would start to run it for maybe, a quarter of it or whatever. And we'd be like, all right, let's walk. And we'd walk it to the top, and then it would get flat. And we were like, all right, let's run these flat parts. This is time to like bring your heart rate down, run, like let's jog it. Then we get a downhill, be like, oh, sick, let's keep running. And then we'd like see the uphill. We'd be like, all right, continue to go. And then be like, all right, let's walk. And so then we just like stayed. Like he was never like, fuck you, dude, I'm like going or whatever. He was just like, yeah. Or he'd be like, dude, I need to walk this. I'd be like, all right, let's go. So we'd like do that throughout the whole thing. So we just like stayed together. We were like looking at our watches. We're like, dude, we're like, he's like, yeah, I was like hoping to get sub 6. So I was like, nice, dude. And like, same.
Yeah.
So we did that. And I would say we were good on water like the whole way and everything, but from about mile, call it 17, 18 to about 21 or 22, that's when it got like rough. For the most part, this race to me was not like extremely difficult. It was more just like a great experience. Like it was really cool. It was obviously hard. You're out there for freaking 6 hours, but like there wasn't many times that I was like, dude, I don't know that I'm going to finish this. But for that section,
17 to 22,
it got pretty rough. That's like peak heat. We were having climbs at that point. We're like, oh, dude. And so we started to run low on water, but we're timing it out. We're like, okay, we're going to get to the water station here. And so at about a half mile before we got to the water, we both like finished our water. But we were like, all right, we only have like a half mile. And then we like saw the water coming over the ridge, and we were both just like, hell yeah, we're there. We got like a freaking second wind. We were like, so we like ran up to it. I freaking filled up one bottle, like didn't even put the top on, just chugged the entire thing. Poured some on my head. Then we filled up our waters again, put electrolytes in it. I put G1M in it actually. And then we were like, dude, we only have like 2 miles until the last like full aid station. Let's freaking go. And like pretty much like there was a little bit of climbing right there in the next 2 miles, but for the most part, I think we were able to run like that whole section. And so we were like, dude, we're almost to the last aid station. And then it's a downhill. Essentially, there's like very small climbs within it. I think there was like 2 little sections where we had to walk on the downhill, but for like a minute at a time. Yeah. Just because we were like smoked at that point. We're like, we're not like running this. We're just, let's walk this and then we'll run. But so it was like, we got there and it was epic. It was like, dude, we're so freaking stoked. We're at like the end. We were both like so excited. At that point, it felt like the race was like over.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Dude, we did this.
Yeah.
And it was cool in my head too, because I was like, okay, Shasta Valley was like the hardest thing ever. That's an 8-mile like downhill. When you get to the top of Shasta Valley, you're freaking elated. And then you just have to go down. Like obviously it's still a long time. You got like an hour plus, but like the hardest part is over.
Right.
And this is easier than that. But
so
it's
hard to
was
even
cool.
run down Shasta Valley.
Huh?
It's hard to run down Shasta
Yeah,
Valley.
but like you know, you're like excited. Like, okay, I can get down there.
Just have to go down.
The time, you know? And then also it was like my daily run has become an 8-mile run. So I'm like, dude, I got like 8 miles. This is what I do all the time. I just need to like finish this. And so we went, and I ended up, one girl beat me. I got 8th overall. I was the 7th male. One girl beat me, and because she freaking just like sent it at the last aid station. We got there before her. She like
7-mile aid station.
Yeah, the last one. She like got there. I think she just filled up one water bottle real quick and just like took off. And I was like, damn it. So she ended up finishing a couple minutes before me. But so yeah, we just like sent it down, and then we were like literally running together the whole time. And then he was kind of starting to cramp a little bit. I was like really close. I was on the verge. I was feeling it happening. And at one point on we were like 3 miles away. He's like, I gotta like pee. And I'm like, bro, I can't stop right now. I was like, dude, I'm gonna slow down so you can like catch me. But I can't stop. Like, I'm afraid if I stop, I'm freaking not gonna be able to move again. So he's like, all right, for sure. So he like stopped and peed. And then I just kind of like slowed my pace down a little bit, and he caught me in like a mile. So then we had like 2 miles to go. And then probably at like a half a mile left, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he like had to pee again or if he just like cramped, but we were like so close to the finish line, and he like started to like slow down like and come behind me, and I was like, bro, I gotta keep going. I was like, I'll see you at the finish line, dude. Like, freaking, you're a savage. And I just like kept going. I'm like, I'm not like stopping at this point. And it was like kind of in my head. I was like, dude, I ran with this guy the whole time, and I was kind of like wanting to finish it with him, but also just met you and peace, dude. So I was like, later. And I just had in my head the whole time that I was like getting closer and closer. I was like, dude, I don't care what has to happen. Sunday is going to be there at the end, stoked out of her mind.
Yeah.
I'm not like limping across this finish line. I'm finishing this thing going fast. Like, she's going to see me run through that finish line. And that was like going in my head. And also what was going in my head is that I'm FaceTiming you as I go through the finish line.
Then your fucking phone didn't work. Thanks a lot, AT&T.
You didn't answer, so that was cool.
You didn't call me.
Yes, I did.
It did not go through.
But I called.
Well,
I was holding it here. It's just like FaceTiming Jeremy. I'm just like, bro, answer.
Should have taken a video.
And so came through the finish line at 5:43, 8th overall, 7th male, beat by one savage girl. And then he finished like, I think 3 minutes behind. So I I said, I don't know what happened.
At what point did you decide not to listen to anything?
I never was going to.
Okay.
Yeah, I never was. I brought headphones just in case, but I was like I said, dude, I never felt the need to do it. Maybe if I didn't meet him, I might have. But having somebody to just like talk to here and there.
Yeah.
And like, that was cool too. Like, he wasn't like super chatty. It was more like running and then just like, where are you from? Oh, Jersey. Like, cool. And then we'd like stop for 5 minutes and then just like, what got you into running? Like, it was just like cool, but cool conversation.
Short form. Yeah.
And then he was like, at one point, he's like, oh, dude, I'm so stoked to eat after this. I've been thinking about it all week. And he's like, what are you going to eat after? I was like, dude, I don't know. We'll see. Usually it takes me a little while to like want to eat after. And typical 24-year-old. I'm like, what are you going to have? He's like, oh, I think I'm just going to get like a giant Chipotle burrito. I'm like, nice, dude. Nice. That sounds good. And he had like his freaking, I should know that. Oh, he's a Marine. He had his like Marine buddies like waiting for him at the finish line, and they freaking splashed him with beer and stuff.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick.
That's awesome.
When he came across. So shout out Kyle Booth. Major
thank you for your service.
Yeah. Uplifter to help get me through the finish line. And he was super sweet. He DM'd me like right when he's like, dude, can I get your Instagram? Like, and then he DM'd me after. He's like, thank you so much, dude. I couldn't have done that without you. Wow. You helped get me through it, blah, blah, blah. I was like, sick. I was going to actually ask him to come to lunch with us. Cause I was like, dude, at one point I was like, are you just driving home after this? And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to like head back down to base. So I was going to be like, I was waiting till we finished to be like, see what my family was doing and be like, you want to like cruise with us to lunch? But then I saw he had like all his buddies and stuff there. So I was like, oh.
Where did you go to lunch?
We didn't.
Oh,
yeah.
Just went home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went home, grabbed 2 bags of ice, 20-pound bags of ice to do an ice bath. And for some reason, my parents' tub was literally just hot water. The cold water just didn't exist. So the ice melt. I got in it and it was like 75 degrees. I was like, oh, excellent. So the ice was Sip's like, is all the ice supposed to melt? And I was like, I couldn't remember because I hadn't done it in there in a while. I was like, maybe, but it should be like cold. Nope, not cold.
You should have just filled it with ice and
yes, we did do cold water. It wasn't hot water that we were putting in. My mom's like, it's because it's summer. The water doesn't get like cold. I was like, the hose water, I hosed off when I came home. I'm like, the hose water was cold. I should have just freaking put that in the tub. But yeah, so finished it. It was all in all an epic experience. Highly recommend. Not for the faint of heart. But,
take a journey though, you know.
But it was
just go.
It was freaking sweet. And the most shocking part, wasn't sore after.
That's not shocking. You prepared your body for it,
dude. I prepared my body for the last marathon I did, and I was smoked after.
I know. I just think obviously you're building. You've built a base so much more. Like you've had a base that you've carried with you, and not that with the last marathon you ever stopped running. You didn't, but I think that
compounded.
It compounded at and your fitness was built going into your training for this. So your body was like, running 8 miles every single day, like that tells your muscles like, hey, we're going to do this. So you need the resources that you're going to spend feeling sore, you should spend into regenerating faster because we're not stopping.
Yeah.
So
I'm way more sore today than I was then from freaking squatting yesterday. That was the first lift I've done in 2 weeks.
Well, that's exactly my point. Yeah. It's like
I'm actually like smoked today, and I like literally wasn't. I was trying to describe it. I can't remember if I said it to you. I felt a little more like injured than like sore, actually. Like I had literally no soreness in my like hamstrings and quads and calves. And that's like typically how it is. Like it's like freaking hard to like sit down and get up and walk. I had none of that. But my knee is kind of like a little bugging me, and my feet are a little bit bugging me, and my low back was a little tight. But other than that, felt freaking fantastic. I was like shocked. I woke up the next day and I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, this is freaking awesome. I could have definitely run that day, but that was a Sunday. I took that day off and then ran on Monday. And then just did 3 miles. Every day. Last week. Dude,
that's what I'm saying is like, that's what in all of the reading and research and stuff that I've like encountered in trying to figure out the best way for me to prepare for the jackalope was that like we have an existing running base. Like both of us have like a baseline of running, right? There's the fitness to run is there. It's just when you're training for a race, a marathon, a ultra, whatever it is, it's like you're just preparing your body to not feel it after.
Yeah.
And so it's like when I was trying to figure out what my plan was going to be to train for the jackalope, I was just like, we talked about it on an episode where we were just like, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing and add in, sprinkle in some specific stuff, do some more elevation and whatnot. And I remember, I think I said it on here. I said I just asked ChatGPT. I was like, could I run the jackalope tomorrow? And it was like, yeah, you could. You have like the conditioning to do it, but you're going to be fucking miserable on Monday. And it was like, well, how do I be less miserable the next day? And they're like, you train for it.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's the thing too, dude. Well, in both aspects of it, like, I was definitely nervous because of just the unknown.
Yeah.
I had no idea what to expect.
You don't know what's going to happen to your body after 27 miles.
No, but just even on the race. Like, I'd never done one of these before. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, is it going to be just insane? Like, thinking of running a marathon is pretty hard. You're, like, pushing your body hard. And now you're doing that with freaking climbing involved and longer. And so I'm like, okay, is this going to be, like, super gnarly? Am I just gonna freaking not be able to do it?
Right.
So you have that like fear almost. But then, like I was saying too, the cool thing about it is the aid stations are a big help. And honestly, the terrain is a help. If there's like softer ground and stuff, that helps with like your muscle soreness and stuff, not the like pounding on the pavement that your body takes during a regular marathon. So that's helpful.
Makes a huge difference.
But then also, and I was telling my buddy Ryan who finished, it's just like I mean, it's the same thing in a marathon too, but marathoning is like more about time. This isn't really like about like time. It's just about finishing more than anything. I mean, unless you're trying to win, which because you can, these aren't like crazy competitive fields. When you think of like going into a marathon, you have like 3,000 people you're competing against, and you know exactly like somebody is running a 2:15 marathon here. Like I clearly can't do that. Now, in these like the longer the races get, the more variables that there are, and it's just about who can like withstand it, you know. So whether or not you finished in 5.5 hours or 7.5 hours, like you finished, dude.
Yeah.
You got it done. Like that's all that matters. If you have to walk the inclines, you walk the inclines, and you run when you can, and you just get it done. What you don't want is to be out there and give up, you know? And if you don't give up, then you finished and you accomplished the goal, you know? So that's really all that it is. Just getting out there and freaking doing it. And
that's I agree with everything you said. I think now I'm at a point where I'm starting to taper, and I don't like any part about it, because I'm like, I feel ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do this. I'm excited to do it. I want to do it, and I'm just like, fuck, 17 more days. You know, and then like it's just going to be running less and less the next like 2.5 weeks. And so I feel excited because I didn't feel like this when I was training for the Reading Marathon, and then eventually just decided not to do it. I didn't feel like this. I didn't feel excited to do it. I didn't feel like, obviously I was dealing with different things and whatever, going to like rehab that conversation. But it's just been, this training has been the most enjoyable training that I've had, that I've like just feel ready. And I'm like, I need to hold on to that Reading feeling I wish that I was like a week closer.
yeah.
Like because I had a week, I think it was the week that you left, or maybe the week before. And I was just like,
overrun,
beat up.
Yeah.
Just like, it was the day that we didn't even talk about this yet. The day that I shit my pants.
We did talk about it.
We talked about it. We haven't talked about it on here. The day you left on a Wednesday. Marin and I met I was at the office, and he was like, hey, you want to go for a run? And I was going to leave to go for a run anyway. I was just going to run from the office to the river and do the loop and come back. He's like, oh, do you want to run? I was like, sure. So I ran to his house, and then we ran to Sundial, did like a Sundial loop, and then we're running back. And on our way back from Sundial, I just start to feel like I'm going to poo. And I don't usually have that sensation on a run. Like normally if it's going to happen, it'll happen like on the early morning runs where it's like, I didn't poop and I need to poop. This was not that.
Yeah.
This was demonic. It was, so we're running, and I start to feel it coming up Park Marina towards where Sequoia is. So we're coming up, and I can see Sequoia, and I'm thinking there's no possible way I can get onto this campus to use a bathroom, because I'm going to get arrested.
Yeah.
Right? So like we're running.
Are
and I'm
you
like,
voicing this? Are you telling Marin like, dude, I feel
when
bad.
we turned on to Sequoia and I was like, something's about to happen, I told him, I was like, dude, I feel like I'm going to poo. And he just laughs.
Yeah.
And we just
doesn't understand the severity of it.
Doesn't understand the severity of the situation. So we're running, and I see Sequoia, and I'm just like, I know how far I am from the office, and I know how far I am from his house. And I'm like, I'm not going to make it. So in my mind, I'm just strategizing. I'm like, what am I going to do? I have nothing. I don't have my backpack, so I don't have toilet paper. I don't have anything. This was just supposed to be a quick little six-banger, and back at the office, moving on with the day. So we're going, and he's going to go back to his house, and I'm going to go back to the office. So we split off, and I'm like, all right, dude, I'm going to cut up south to go to the office. And he's like, all right, bro, see you later.
And you were that close, and you couldn't make it.
We weren't that close. We were on Sequoia, so we're at the middle school.
Yeah.
So that's about 3/4 of a mile from here.
Yeah. So
So
you're talking like 5 minutes away.
yes.
And you couldn't do it.
Nope. So he continues up Sequoia to go to his house. I cut up south. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like if I just get past there's an apartment building right there. I'm like, I just got to get past these, run up this hill, and then I'm at the office. But then as I turn the corner, and I don't know if it was me being by myself that my body was like, it's go time.
This is insane,
Bro.
dude.
So it was, I don't even know. Feel like I have to like demonstrate it, but there's no way to demonstrate it really. But just that feeling of when you're trying to get to the bathroom and you like clench your butt together and you're like hobbling to like not let anything come out. That's how I'm running. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of the street. And I'm like, and I see an alley behind this apartment complex. And I'm like, I'm going into the alley. There's got to be a bush or something. Thank God there's a dumpster in one of those cinder block barrier things, like a big high cinder block wall with a dumpster. And the dumpster was like, had just gotten picked up, so it hadn't been pushed back into its little like thing yet. So I make it, and I'm like, I see the dumpster. I was like, boom, we're going. Didn't make it to the dumpster. So fully shit my shorts, get to behind the dumpster, pull my shorts down, and then more. But it wasn't one of those like drop straight down to the ground. It was like,
well, it can't be. You're
on
talking,
the wall.
You're talking diarrhea.
It was on the wall. I sprayed the wall.
Yeah, those types of poops. A nice, healthy poop isn't coming out of your ass like that. You're talking.
I was like sick.
You spray painted it.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
And
so,
you did that in your shorts.
I did part of it in my shorts, and then part 2 was all over the wall behind the dumpster.
Did it like get on your shoes and stuff?
It got on my one sock. Well, no, actually, it did. No. I used my sock as
to wipe
as a napkin.
Bro.
Anyway, so because this
How
was really
the hell did you get back here?
Well, I'm not done yet. So I do my business behind this dumpster. I have nothing. I'm like looking on the ground.
I would be so uncomfortable and so sweaty and so nervous.
You don't even. This isn't even like the worst part. Like,
what are you doing with your 3-piece set at this point? It's just hanging there.
I'm standing. I'm squatting, like with my ass like pushed back against. I'm like twerking against the wall. You know, like throwing it back for the cinder block wall. And so I'm like, I feel relief. I'm like, because I had the poop sweats. I was running because of sweating. It was kind of hot that day, like already uncomfortable. I was like, all right, do I take my shirt off and like wipe and throw my shirt away? But I wasn't thinking clearly. I was just panicked because I'm behind a dumpster and there's cars like driving. And so I just like wipe with my hand, clean up as much as I can. Use my sock.
Wiped your ass.
I had to get the shit out of my butt
with your bare hand, dude.
It's gonna get worse.
Oh my God.
It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Because if you'll remember, I wasn't in my vehicle.
Yeah,
I was in your vehicle.
Yeah.
So,
well, what you better have cleaned yourself off before you got in there. I saw that you washed the car. Thank you.
I get myself into a position where I can make it back to the office. I pull back on my poo-filled shorts, and
I feel sick.
Good. You know, this is
feel sick.
This is the yin and the yang, right? You just talked about, you know, face fucking ultra marathon, and here I am shitting my pants on a 6-mile run. Bro ran a 50K, I ran a 10K and shit myself. But anyway, so I make it back to the office, so uncomfortable, instantly chafed, I have legitimate diaper rash. Instantly. Instant diaper rash because there's poo on my skin and it shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Come back to the office. I was planning on going to.
I need to know. Okay, you pulled up your shorts. You had taken off a sock. So
I didn't take off my sock.
You said you cleaned your.
I wiped my hand on the wall and then there was a remnant, so I like did one of these on the back of my sock.
Okay, so you just were able to still get here with shoes and socks
Yeah,
on?
yeah. So I wasn't just running
I thought you were barefoot.
barefoot. No.
Just actual crackhead.
Dude,
Nobody would think twice. You're just normal here.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was planning on going to CrossFit, but then I was like, so I didn't have it. Normally I would have stuff here to be able to shower. I had stuff here to shower because I was going to rinse off and then change into different clothes to go
Shower where?
at mom and dad's house.
Okay.
So I am like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. So I get in here, I grab my backpack, I put, I get in, I'm still in my poo clothes and I have a change of clothes in my backpack. I get in your car, I drive to mom and dad's house.
You got in the car with just shit-filled shorts.
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, dude, what
Continue.
you needed to do.
Yeah, you can tell me what I needed to do, but you don't understand the panic. What am I going to do? I went into the bathroom and cleaned off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I wiped. I washed my hands.
Yes.
I did what I could here.
Yeah, but then you should have taken off those shorts and put on new shorts.
I was still too dirty. I needed to actually cleanse my body.
Yeah, take off your shirt.
See, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't
and
thinking
there was
clearly.
paper towels in there. You could have wiped your whole
I
area.
did, but
shorts.
you don't understand. There was it was ingrained in my skin. I needed hot water and soap. Because
for sure you needed that.
Because
to keep those shorts on when you have clean shorts is insane.
I wasn't thinking. I was full on panic mode. Okay, fight or flight. I need to get into a shower. This is the only thing I was thinking. Okay. I need to get into a shower as soon as possible.
You hopped right in the shower in your shorts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rinsed off. Instant, like I said, instant rash. Just straight up.
Your skin's all red?
All red. I texted Sarah and I told her what happened. I was like, do we have any Desitin at home? For those of you that haven't had kids, Desitin is what you put on a baby's butt when they have diaper rash. Anyway, then cleaned myself off, put all of my shit clothes in a trash bag.
You burned them, right?
No. I ain't got that kind of money.
Yeah, no, those were your good shorts too.
No, they were just legend shorts.
Oh, they weren't.
No, they weren't the good ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes it a little better.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking you were wearing the tights this whole time, and I was just thinking how. I mean, I guess the legends do have compression shorts.
Yeah, but it's different.
Yeah, that would be bad.
It was bad. Anyway, get cleaned off, grab a couple rags from mom and dad's house, and then go back to the scene and clean it up.
Yeah, that is wild.
Mm-hmm. I
had to.
If
you return to the crime scene,
you saw, you
ever heard how serial killers do that?
They're
they go back and freaking jerk off to where they cut somebody's head off.
Yeah, no, that's not that. I just was like, what I just did behind this poor little dumpster cannot be left. So it was bad, and then it just ruined. That was the week that I was just ruined. So it was
everything
bad.
Just went downhill from that point.
Yeah, it was bad.
Dude, what was it from? Did you eat something different?
Well, I then fully, which was I was not sick, but I had diarrhea again. So it was obviously I wasn't feeling good. Penny kind of had a little thing and it was fine. Everybody else was good. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
Damn.
I don't know what it was, but it was bad.
That is gnarly.
Yeah, dude.
That's way more. Obviously, appreciate you holding out the main details. It's way worse than what you had told me. I mean, you explained it to me, but not in that much detail.
So I was saving that for this.
Yeah.
No, it was.
That's bad.
It was bad. It was one of those things where you just you look at yourself in the mirror differently. You know.
Yeah. Think about what your wife thinks about you now.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, all right, I've already changed 5 diapers, 5 kids. Now I got to change my husband.
It was just, I don't know. For anyone that hasn't ever shit themselves, it's a different kind of thing.
Oh no, I've never fully.
Yeah.
I've sharted.
This wasn't a shart.
Yeah, no.
This was the whole kit and caboodle. It wasn't, thank God, the compression shorts kept it from running down my leg. But it was. So anyway, You know, I thought, you know, it being our last episode,
Go out with a bang.
go out with, you know, some poo splatter.
Oh, that's bad.
But, you know, but also,
It is what it is.
what are we if we're not people that shit? You know, sometimes it's just in our pants and it shouldn't be, but it was.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude. Freaking wild.
Yep.
40 episodes deep.
Yeah, I hope you
calling
guys enjoyed the recap episode last 2 weeks ago. Week
We're
ago,
calling
whatever that was.
it a career. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe there might be a return at some point. Maybe we can't necessarily call it a career, but this version, this iteration of Relatively Speaking
This
Pod
location
has come to an end. Yeah. Don't know what we ever thought it would be. I'd say we got out of it all that we could.
Yeah.
It was good. Good experience for sure. Definitely wasn't trying to make it a career or anything. You know, it wasn't supposed to be anything. We were just shooting the shit, and to do 40 episodes is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I saw Abby Griffith shout out a couple weeks ago, and she's like, "I can't believe how consistent you guys have been with doing it." And I'm like, in my mind, and I was like, "Well, that's what we said we were gonna do." So we did that. You know, I don't know. To me, it was like
I was telling you too. I had gotten, you know, a couple times people have like brought it up to me that we do it and stuff, but I got like somebody actually like recognized me from the podcast at church.
Where?
At church. Marin was like talking to this guy, and he's a police officer, I think, but he moved to South Carolina, or he doesn't live here full time. I don't know why. Marin doesn't know him that well, but he does CrossFit there, I think. I don't know if what he's doing there. It was like something, but he's like back and forth at times. He's here. And so Marin was talking to him, and then he's like, "This is my friend Hudson." And then he's like, "Wait, Hudson, like from the podcast?" And I was like, yeah.
And it was at that moment, bro went from 6 to midnight. And
he's like, "That's the one you do with your brother?" And I was like, "Yeah, me and my brother-in-law." He's like, "Yeah, I remember Marin was on it." And so then I like checked you guys out. I was like, "What are these guys all about?" And I like looked at your guys' pages and stuff. And he's like, "That's cool that you guys are doing that, blah, blah." And I was like, "Nice, man." Like, hopefully you didn't do too much digging. But that was
put down
cool.
The shovel.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was like, nice.
Awesome.
And then Saul at the office, when I went in to get adjusted, he's like, right when he saw me, he gave me a hug. He's like, "Dude, how's the podcast going?" And I was like,
"Yeah,
well, it's over." but it's been fun.
Yeah, you know, it's I don't know. Got other fish to fry.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that though. I just say it's ran its course.
Yeah, I think 40 is a nice round number.
It's just also like we said, we wasn't like I mean, we did say at one point like 52, do it for a year, but we are like coming up on a year.
And I think we would have been closer. We had several like weeks that we didn't do one, so I think I don't know how many, but I think we're probably...
Well, we would have, we did it, remember we started around Thanksgiving. So we're, you know.
Yeah.
We're close to a year.
I just meant we took there were several weeks that we didn't do one.
Yeah,
so.
But we wouldn't have been at 52.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, we probably missed 5 or 6 weeks throughout the year. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's great.
So yeah, 40 episodes deep, and
they will remain online in perpetuity. So feel free to.
I know. I hope we get like a cult following. That'd be sick.
Yeah, bro.
In like 10 years, we just blow up.
Hey,
they're like, these two dipshits were like, they were so dumb.
Or we get served.
Funny. That'd be cool.
To get served?
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
No, it wouldn't be.
At least we made some type of an impact.
And then Reverend Sharpton can.
Who would we get served from? Just the people that I talked shit on?
I don't know. Weird things happen to weird people. So anyway,
Was there anything else that we would like to chat about?
No,
real
I've
quick?
been vulnerable enough today.
What do you mean? Talking about pooping yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't need to be vulnerable.
Oh, in true relatively speaking fashion, it wouldn't be an episode of Relatively Speaking without a dishwasher update. Ours is
Okay.
currently broken.
It's broken again. And they just won't come and replace it.
When I paid my service fee to the home warranty company for the 7th or 8th time now. So I've spent $700 or $800.
Yeah.
I said something along the lines of we've paid this service fee 7 or 8. I looked, it was like 7 or 8 times. We paid the service fee now, and the dishwasher is broken again, and I'm requesting a replacement. I don't run a repair. I want it to be replaced. And you can only put in like comments for what your service request is for, and then they send it to the dispatcher for the appliance company. Of course, they call and they're like, okay, we want to set up an appointment to come, diagnose your dishwasher or whatever. So who
Can
knows?
you take a chainsaw to it?
The fucking thing, the door won't close. The door is bent, which is my fault because I took it out to fix it the last time.
Don't say that, dude. No, it's not. No, it's not. They're gonna hear this, man. We're major
Whatever.
now.
It's just it's fine. I just thought that was funny. That
Yeah, dude. I had the complete opposite experience. It was
I'm happy for
all
you.
time.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Happy
Guy
for you.
came one time. I don't even know if it was broken. He just said it was irreplaceable and
So-
got me a new one.
The problem is the dude that they send from this repair company here in Reading he has asshole burgers.
Yeah.
He just is like the most judgmental guy on the planet. He like comes out and he's like, how'd you do that? Why is this like this? I'm like, do you see the fucking savages that are running around here? And he just has a knife and is just chasing someone around. And I'm like, hey, stab him in the throat.
Damn. And that sucks.
But anyway, it's all good. But it's been fun.
What's your what are your plans this weekend? Are you mixing all weekend again?
Nothing like on Sunday, which was just a mixing Super Bowl, 14-hour day. Lovely. Loved
Nice.
it. Loved every minute of it. I don't know, football, I think, Saturday.
No, like what is your schedule like for work?
I don't know. I think Saturday I'm mixing in the afternoon for a couple hours, and then Sunday I mix like normal.
Yeah.
4 to
Nothing
1.
on Friday?
No, I don't think so.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing.
Nice. Are you doing a long run on Friday?
Yeah.
How long is this week's long run?
I don't know. I'm somewhere between 14 and 16. We'll see.
Do you know which trail yet?
Haven't decided.
Nice.
I found some good routes on my adventures the last couple weeks. Some new ones that I can just do straight out the front door, which is nice. I don't have to drive anywhere. So something. I don't
Something
know.
like that.
Yeah, be good.
All right.
Good
Well,
stuff.
check us out on our personal Instagram pages after we finish this jackalope, October 18th, 52-ish K. So it'll be a jump up for me. I'll have a new PR in distance.
Mm-hmm.
We all will.
Mm-hmm.
Marin, Jeremy, and I are taking it on October 18th, and we're going to do the early start, 6 a.m.
6:30.
6:30?
Mm-hmm.
Not 6?
No. 6.
Okay, 6:30. Hopefully done by 1.
It'll get done.
And then enjoy some, I don't know, something.
Some Diet Coke.
Coca-Cola for sure.
Some Diet Coke.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I need the aspartame.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
It's been fun. We'll see you never.
Bye, everybody.